Hey guys, it's Nital. Today we're going to talk about what's a buyer agent and do I need one and do I have to pay her to be my buyer's agent in North Carolina? Let's go ahead and jump right in there and let me tell you 5 tips what a buyer agent does. Tip number 1, ready? Is to keep your interest at heart. Obviously, my job as an agent is to make sure that I am only showing you or I am showing you houses that you are interested in. When we first sit down at a buyer consult, we will go into details of the things that you're looking for. So that's tip number 1. My job as a buyer agent is to make sure that I keep your interest at the top, always. Tip number 2, as a buyer agent, what do I do? Well, tip number 2 is basically, what's your budget? What have you been pre-approved for? Have you talked to the lender? Has the lender given you a pre-approval letter? Because in North Carolina, if you're thinking about buying, that's the first thing you are going to have to do is talk to a lender and find out how much you do qualify for. That's one way to find out how much you do qualify for. But another way that I also tell my buyers is like, how much monthly do you want to pay? Do you want to keep the current monthly payment that you have? Or do you want to have it, you want to increase it? What is the monthly payment that can you do that feels very comfortable to you, right? Because then that's the way that we're gonna, then once you figure out what you want to pay for your monthly, then it's easy for us to go to the lender and be like, hey, this is the kind of monthly payment I want. Give me a loan that's around here. You could be approved for $500,000. You could be approved for $230,000. You could be approved for even $180,000. It does not matter. We never have to go up that high. We can always go less or right at the point, whatever is comfortable for you and what you can afford, right? So that's tip number 2. Not even a tip, but I'm calling it a tip, right? Number 2 is that's why you need a buyer's agent, because you want to make sure that they're introducing you to a lot of different lenders as well too. Tip number 3. All right, you are your terms, right? What is it that you want? Negotiations. That's where my specialty is I love to negotiate, and I'm very good at it. If you haven't noticed, I'm Indian. Indian people, we're all good at negotiations. Some of us are, where you can bargain. And I feel like in real estate, you can definitely bargain, because what the price is for doesn't mean we have to pay for that, right? So that's another thing. So this is real estate. That's why I really like it, because I can bargain, I can negotiate. I help my buyer save money on, because the roof was so old, right? So I helped him save money on that as well, and we got that from the seller. So there's a lot of things that we can negotiate. We can negotiate the terms. When do you want to close, right? We can negotiate that, maybe you like the dining room table. Of course, it's a negotiation. We may have to pay for it. We have to put it in the contract, but we can always ask for that as well too, right? So negotiation is the price negotiation, the due diligence, the time that you want to close, what works best for you, and anything inside the house that the seller may be interested in leaving but may not be. So in North Carolina, the only thing that does convey with everything is when it's mount end. I need to do another video on it, what actually is an attachment and what is actually being, that we can use. But just want to let you know that right now, like whatever you see in the house, and if it really fancies and you really, really like it, we can definitely ask. As I said, negotiation, we can always ask. But the negotiation, my skills will come in when we're asking for repairs. That's my sell price, and repairs are where I shine the best, right? Because I want to save you money as well too. All right, so that was number 3, I think. Yes, and number 4 is to support you, to educate you. That's what I love working with the first-time home buyers. It's because I love educating you, because I want to give you the power to make those decisions for yourself. I want to be there to support you, to be loyal to you, to be honest with you, and to share everything that I know about the house that's materialistic facts to you. Give all of those facts to you. Give all those details to you with what I can see, right? And then that's why we do inspections, right? Because we want to go underneath it and find out more details about how the house is structured and things like that. So that's another thing. I'm here to support you in that process and throughout the whole process as well. So for me, it's not always about transaction. For me, it's also about doing the transactions when we get done, but I'm still going to be in touch with you constantly, because I'm a customer service oriented, and relationships means more to me than the closing and the closing check, honestly. You will know that about me. The more you work with me, you'll know that as well. You won't be able to get rid of me, honestly, because I love keeping in touch and knowing I like to form that relationship and that bond. So that was number 4. Number 5, obviously, closing. This is where you get your keys. Yay! You've made it. You've passed the inspection. You negotiated your due diligence. You've done all of that. And now it's time for you to sign the paperwork and get the keys to the house and move in and just have a happy dance, right? That's what I like to do. It's a happy dance. But yes, so the closing, your keys, and that's, I will be there with you when you're signing so many paperworks at the closing attorney's office. I'm going to be with you. We can definitely, I have great closing attorneys that can definitely go into details about the paperwork. Don't be like me, because the first time I bought my house, I was just signing and not even asking any questions. Guess what? You have me. If you have me, I'm going to be stopping. I'm going to be looking at the paperwork as well, because we do get to look at it before you go to the closing. I'm going to go into details about it and make sure you are aware of everything. And I also make sure that everything that we're supposed to get the credit for is there. We're supposed to get, if we're going to be paying for this, if it's going to the right vendors and all of that stuff. If we're not paying out of pocket, make sure that everything is credited at the right place as well too. That's my job as well too. So keys, closing, excitement time, that's a perfect time. But with that, we're always going to make sure that we have everything, that you are covered. You're covered from head to toe. Make sure that we've crossed everything and before you just sign away, because I want you, remember, I'm here to educate you. So that means more knowledge you have, the more power you have, right? Knowledge is power, and I love that. So those are the 5 reasons why you should be working with a buyer agent. And I also wanted to say that there's a lot of buyers out there that go to new construction properties and they don't have a representation. Don't be one of those buyers that go to new construction, sign up, get on there, and then you're done and you're thinking that I don't need an agent. No, you do need an agent even for a new construction property, because the new construction, the contracts are more detailed than you would even imagine, even if you're reading it and you're Googling and whatever you're doing, but you definitely want a buyer agent. With new constructions that I've worked with, I've always gotten an inspection, okay? I don't work with, because it's new construction doesn't mean, oh, it's fine, I don't need an inspection, well, I can save money. No. If you're working with me, I'm working with you, it's going to be like that, where the new construction, you're always going to have an inspection done, because there's a lot of issue that shows up that will not show up. And then, yes, you have a warranty, but why not go ahead and fix it right then at that time before we go to the closing table, right? That's something that we can also negotiate with. And did you guys know that you can actually negotiate a new construction property as well? Yeah, that's why hire me, and then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, right? But no, seriously, it does not cost you to hire a buyer agent in North Carolina. Zero. You don't pay me at all. You don't even pay my commission at all. That's the seller does. The new construction, they do that. They pay for us. You do not pay anything. So it does not hurt you to have a buyer's agent. I hope I got that across, especially in North Carolina. If you're thinking of buying a house in North Carolina, I don't care if you hire me or not. I really don't care. If you like me, great. We can definitely look around. But I want you to find a great agent for yourself that's going to protect you and your interest at heart as well too. So don't forget, if you're moving to North Carolina, you don't pay for any buyer's agent at all. You don't pay their commission, nothing like that, unless you're buying it for sale by owner. But sometimes we as an agent can also negotiate those fees with the seller as well too. All right, those were my tips, 5 tips of why you need to have a buyer's agent in North Carolina, especially for new construction as well too. Do not go there by yourself. All right, Nital Patel, over and out.